Hello everybody and welcome to the Holistic Growth Show, where it is my aim to equip students with essential skills that, for some reason, aren't taught in schools. My name is Tim Evertse and I hope you enjoy the show. So today I'm talking about being the main character in your own life. Now this is something that I wasn't really thinking about for a long time. It just sort of came ahead like about 3 months ago or so. And it's interesting because throughout high school and I guess primary school and pretty much my life, I never really felt like I had a lot of agency in my own life. I always just felt like I was sort of following along, letting life just drag me wherever I needed to be, and looking at the circumstances that I'm in, especially if you think about South Africa, the majority of people's circumstances aren't that great. And, just looking at my circumstances and blaming life, all these sorts of things. And oftentimes when I looked at, other people in my grade, I would see, them making something of their life, going out, enjoying themselves, like really enjoying their life and making something of it. Whereas I was simply just reacting to what it gave me. And, this went on for most of my high school career, most of primary school career, most of my life really. And then about 3 months ago, I just sort of got tired. I started thinking about, not wanting to be so predictable, not wanting to be so, complaining about everything, not wanting to be like just agitated by stuff, not wanting to compare myself to everybody else and all these sorts of things. Actually to have a life that I myself was proud of, to have something where I didn't need to compare myself to anybody else, where I didn't need to, just sort of react to whatever was happening to me, actually to do something about where I was and to make something of my life. And so, basically, if you have the same feeling as I've had, this is sort of how I did it. This is sort of how I became the main character in my own life. And I'm not saying this to sound arrogant or anything. I don't want it to come across as though I think of myself as the main character in my own life. I'm certainly not focused on myself in that way. I'm Christian, so I believe that Jesus is the main character in my life. Jesus is the main source of inspiration. But I'm saying main character in the context of, doing something about where you are and building a life that you're proud of. And yeah, hero's journey. If you've ever seen that diagram, just search hero's journey. You'll know what it is. So the first thing in the hero's journey is just changing the status quo. There's always a change in the status quo when it comes to the hero's journey. And so that's basically looking at your own life, and seeing what can I change? Where do I want to be? First of all, I'm looking at my own life right now, and how far away is it from where I want to be? So for me, I looked at, the five areas of my life that matter the most to me. 1, my faith. 2, my school. 3, my family. 4, my emotional well-being, and 5, my physical well-being. So by the way, that's not in any particular order. That's just the 5 areas that I think are the most important to me in this stage of my life. And so I looked at those 5 areas and I thought, okay, where do I want to be? In all those areas. Well, in my faith, I do want to be closer to God. In my school, I want to have good academic record. In my family and friends' life, I just want to be a good brother, a good son, a good friend. And in my physical well-being life, I want to be able to eat healthy, want to be able to be healthy, healthy in my body, healthy in my working out and all those sorts of things, want to be fit. And in my emotional well-being, I also just want to be happier. I want to be more grateful for life and everything. So yeah, so once I looked at those 5 areas, I sort of just decided, okay, those are the goals that I want to have in those 5 areas, and what are the actions that I can take daily to getting there. And I think you just sort of have to think really hard about where you want to be, and it's quite easy from there to decide, okay, how do I be a good family member? How do I be a good friend? How do I be happier? How do I not take life so seriously? How do I be a little bit more upbeat? How do I be a little bit more easygoing? How do I have a stronger academic record? How do I increase or better my relationship with God? How do I do all these sorts of things? And it's easier from there. And so every day you just do those things, do those things in the sense of, okay, whether it's praying or showing up for family members or checking in on them. Maybe it's studying a particular topics and subjects every day. Maybe it's doing a workout every day. Maybe it's getting enough sleep. Maybe it's journaling, whatever the actions may be. And then every day I just look at the 5 areas and make sure I make progress in doing those in those areas of my life by doing those actions. So making sure every day I journal, making sure every day I shower for family member, making sure every day I read the Bible, making sure every day I study something, making sure every day I get enough sleep, work out, those sorts of things. And by doing those actions every single day and making progress closer to my goals rather, it's interesting because that progress that I'm making is helping me build a life where that I am proud of. I might not, have access to a lot of how do I say? I might not have access to a lot of good facilities or whatever the case may be, but I'm proud of what I'm able to do with the cards that were dealt to me, or dealt me rather. Making good out of the circumstances that I am in. And I feel that's quite powerful, And so I encourage you to just, look at your own life, see where you are and decide where you want to be and what your goals want to be, what you want your goals to be, and just think, what are the daily actions that you can take to get closer to that? And, you might think, I might be taking these actions every day, but I'm still so far away from my goal. And that might be true, but you're still going further and further along the journey from where you started. So just keep that in mind when you're just making those daily actions, taking those daily actions. And eventually, look, 3 months ago, I got tired of reacting to life and everything. 3 months down the line, yes, I might not be, where I want to be in terms of distance from the goal, but I made a lot of ground from where I started. And I'm really happy right now where I am in the sense of how much progress I've made. Yes, I still want to make more progress, but I'm happy with what I have made. And I think that's something that's really powerful. Sorry, forgive the screaming outside. There's a bunch of kids playing games or whatever. But yeah, so that's basically all I have to say for today. Just ways that you can be the main character in your own life is just looking at where you are right now, look at where you want to be, and decide what are the actions I need to take to get to where I want to be. And yeah, eventually you keep working at it, you really can build something that is truly wonderful and truly inspirational, not just to other people, but to yourself as well, because it can be a reminder to go further. If you can look at where you have come from and you can say, well, if I've come from this place, surely I can go further, jump higher, run faster, do anything better. Yeah, so that's all. Like I said, that's all I really have to say. I hope you have a lush one, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.